2020. R&B stars who have aged horribly. You won't believe how drastically some of your favorite R&B legends have changed. These once smooth icons who ruled the charts with their looks and talent are now barely recognizable. From chiseled jawlines to tired eyes, from stage kings to aging shadows, time has not been kind to everyone. What happened to the stars we grew up idolizing? In this shocking episode of Legends of Black Excellence, we reveal 20 R&B stars whose transformations will leave you speechless. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as we dive deep into the faces behind the music and the harsh reality of fame over time. Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown's journey through fame, fortune, and personal tragedy is one of the most dramatic stories in R&B history. Once the charismatic frontman of New Edition, and later a solo powerhouse, Bobby embodied the flashy energy and rebellious spirit of late 80s and early 90s R&B. His solo hits like My Prerogative and Every Little Step propelled him to the top of the charts and solidified his status as a musical icon. At the height of his fame, Brown's youthful charm, high-octane dance moves, and stylish persona made him a fan favorite and a true heartthrob. But over the decades, Brown's appearance has drastically changed, leaving many longtime fans shocked. Now in his mid-50s, the vibrant figure who once lit up stages looks markedly different. His once chiseled jawline is now fuller with noticeable facial swelling, drooping eyelids, and a tired gaze. His hair has thinned, and years of substance abuse have left lasting effects on his physical health. These changes didn't occur overnight. Brown spent years battling drug and alcohol addiction issues that were highly publicized during his tumultuous marriage to the late Whitney Houston. The couple's relationship, marked by love, volatility, and codependency, was tabloid fodder for years and took a clear toll on both of them. The losses in Brown's life only deepened his struggles. After Whitney's tragic passing in 2012, he was devastated further by the death of their daughter, Bobbi Kristina, under eerily similar circumstances. These heartbreaks compounded his physical and emotional decline. Brown has also dealt with numerous legal issues and hospitalizations, including reports of heart-related problems and gastrointestinal conditions. Despite everything, Bobby Brown continues to perform tour with New Edition and make public appearances. Yet fans can't help but notice how drastically time and hardship have altered his once vibrant appearance. His story is a sobering reminder that fame can be fleeting, and the cost of living in the limelight can be profound. Still, his influence on the New Jack Swing era and modern R&B remains undeniable, a legacy untouched by time's wear and tear. Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat emerged in the late 1980s as one of the foundational voices of the New Jack Swing era, blending R&B with hip-hop beats and seductive storytelling. His 1987 debut album, Make It Last Forever, went triple platinum and introduced the world to his signature croon and pleading romantic ballads. With hits like I Want Her Twisted and Nobody, Sweat quickly became a staple of slow jams and quiet storm playlists. He wasn't just celebrated for his music. His youthful, clean-cut image, fashionable suits, and smooth skin made him a heartthrob across America. Now, in his early 60s, Keith Sweat's appearance has changed dramatically from his chart-topping heyday. Deep wrinkles line his once youthful face, his skin appears more weathered, and his posture lacks the energetic vibe he once exuded. Although he maintains a sharp sense of style and a confident demeanor, it's clear that years of performing late nights and the demands of the music industry have taken a physical toll. His face tells a story of experience, stress, and survival, especially after more than 3 decades in an unforgiving entertainment business. Unlike many of his peers, Sweat has largely avoided public scandals or legal troubles. Instead, his aging seems to reflect the natural passage of time, combined with the taxing reality of a life spent touring, recording, and maintaining relevance. Performing well into his 60s, he continues to headline shows and participate in R&B festivals, often alongside fellow 90s icons. His voice, slightly rougher with age, still delivers the same emotional intensity that made his early records so compelling. Keith Sweat's physical transformation has surprised fans who remember his boyish charm, but he wears his years with a kind of seasoned dignity. Rather than fade into obscurity, he has embraced his elder statesman role in R&B. Though his appearance no longer mirrors his youthful days, his contribution to the genre remains intact. His enduring popularity and influence on modern R&B serve as a reminder that while looks may fade, musical legacy endures. Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall, the former frontman of the R&B group Guy, once commanded the stage with electrifying confidence and an unmistakable vocal presence. In the late 1980s and early 90s, Hall's muscular build, intense stare, and smooth gospel-infused voice made him a standout in the New Jack Swing movement. Songs like Groove Me and Let's Chill showcased not only his vocal talent but also his edgy street style and emotional delivery. Aaron's raw persona, combined with high-energy performances, cemented him as one of R&B's most charismatic figures. Fast forward to today, and Hall is nearly unrecognizable to many fans. Now, in his early 60s, he has undergone a dramatic physical transformation. His once fit physique has diminished, his face now deeply lined and weathered. The wide, confident smile that once lit up stages has been replaced with a more subdued, tired expression. Rare public appearances and inconsistent media coverage have only added to the intrigue surrounding his current look, prompting shocked reactions when new images occasionally emerge online. Hall's aging appears accelerated potentially due to a mix of personal hardships, lifestyle choices, and time spent away from the mainstream spotlight. Although he hasn't faced the same level of public controversy as some of his peers, his withdrawal from fame has raised questions about his well-being. Despite this, his contributions to R&B remain substantial. Hall's influence can be heard in the vocal styles of many male singers who followed him, especially in how vulnerability and masculinity could coexist in a love song. Though he may no longer resemble the youthful powerhouse from Guy's prime, Aaron Hall's legacy in R&B endures. His aging, while visually startling to some, underscores the harsh reality that time does not pause for even the brightest stars. But the voice and emotion he brought to the genre remain timeless. Case Woodard, better known simply as Case, rose to R&B stardom in the late 1990s with heartfelt hits like Touch Me, Tease Me, Happily Ever After, and Missing You. Known for his emotional lyrics and silky vocals, Case represented the romantic, vulnerable side of male R&B during a golden era. With his smooth complexion, expressive eyes, and youthful presence, he became an instant favorite among fans who craved authenticity in love songs. As Case entered his 50s, his appearance began to noticeably change. His once boyish features have matured significantly with age lines and a more rugged facial structure, replacing the soft, clean-cut look he was known for. His body, like many of his peers, no longer mirrors his peak physical form, and the visual transformation has surprised many who haven't kept up with his more recent performances. Though not plagued by scandal, Case has largely stayed out of the mainstream spotlight since his peak, choosing instead to focus on live performances, independent releases, and connecting with loyal fans. This relative absence from media coverage has made the contrast between his past and present looks more striking whenever he does appear in public. His aging, though completely natural, appears more dramatic due to the long gaps between high-profile appearances. Still, what matters most in Case's career has not faded. His voice remains rich and emotive, capable of delivering the same depth that defined his early work. Fans continue to sing along to his timeless tracks, proving that while his face may have changed, his impact hasn't. In the world of R&B, where looks often fade but voices linger, Case is a testament to the staying power of authentic artistry. Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley isn't just another R&B singer, he's a genre-defining legend. As the mastermind behind New Jack Swing, Riley revolutionized R&B in the late 1980s and early 1990s with his production work for Guy Blackstreet, Michael Jackson, and countless others. Hits like No Diggity and I Like shaped a sound that merged hip-hop rhythms with R&B vocals, setting the stage for modern urban music. At his peak, Riley was known for his stylish, swagger, youthful energy, and sharp stage presence. Today, at 56, Riley's appearance has changed considerably. Deep wrinkles, sagging skin, and noticeable fatigue in his face have surprised many fans who recall his dynamic looks during the Guy and Blackstreet era. While he still embraces a flashy style and energetic persona, the toll of decades spent in the music business is evident. Endless nights in the studio, years of touring, and the relentless demands of fame have clearly left their mark on his physical appearance. Unlike many peers, Riley hasn't faced personal scandal or addiction issues. His aging is likely the result of a high-pressure, non-stop creative career. Despite the physical changes, his influence remains as sharp as ever. He continues to produce music, collaborate with younger artists, and appear in R&B reunions and tours. What he may have lost in youthful looks, he's gained in musical wisdom and legendary status. Fans may comment on how different he looks now, but Riley's legacy in music overshadows any shift in appearance. He didn't just make hits, he created a movement. His aging serves not as a downfall, but as a symbol of longevity in an industry known for short-lived fame. Teddy Riley's contributions remain ageless, even if his face reflects the years behind the magic. Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight once stood as the ultimate romantic balladeer of the 90s and early 2000s. With soaring vocals, a polished image, and unforgettable love songs like Back at One Anytime and One Last Cry, he quickly became synonymous with grown and sexy R&B. His boy-next-door charm, clean-cut style, and flawless vocals helped him sell over 25 million albums worldwide, making him one of the genre's most successful and enduring figures. Now in his mid-50s, McKnight's physical transformation has sparked discussion among fans who remember his youthful glow and fresh-faced appeal. His once smooth complexion now shows signs of aging with visible crow's feet, sagging skin, and a fuller face. His once athletic frame appears softer, and his overall look is more subdued than the suave star fans admired at the peak of his career. Though he maintains a dignified appearance, it's clear that time has changed the once poster-perfect singer. Unlike others who fell due to scandal or vice, McKnight has led a relatively drama-free personal life. He has reinvented himself in recent years, focusing on family, marriage, and spiritual fulfillment. He now often shares images of his blended family and expresses gratitude for his second chance at love and fatherhood. His choice to step back from heavy touring and the spotlight has also contributed to a slower-paced, more private lifestyle, perhaps explaining the natural shift in appearance. Yet despite these changes, his voice remains impeccable. Brian McKnight continues to perform record and release music independently, proving that true talent doesn't age. Fans still turn to his catalog for emotional healing and romance, and younger artists cite him as a key influence. While his look has evolved with time, his place in the R&B pantheon is secure. McKnight's aging may surprise those who haven't kept up, but it only deepens the resonance of his timeless love songs. El DeBarge. El DeBarge, the falsetto prince of the 1980s, was once the face and voice of polished romantic R&B. As the frontman of the family group DeBarge, he delivered hits like Rhythm of the Night, All This Love and Time Will Reveal, becoming a fan favorite for his angelic vocals, charming smile, and boyish good looks. At the height of his fame, El was idolized for his light complexion, wavy hair, and clean-cut image, a perfect symbol of R&B elegance. However, as the years passed, the reality behind that polished image began to unfold. Now in his early 60s, El DeBarge looks drastically different from the vibrant young man he once was. His face is visibly gaunt with sunken cheeks, deep lines, and a weary expression. His once youthful eyes now appear heavy and shadowed by years of hardship. Much of this transformation is attributed to his long and well-documented battle with drug addiction, which derailed his career and repeatedly landed him in rehab and jail throughout the 1990s and 2000s. Despite these struggles, El made several comeback attempts, including a brief resurgence in 2010 with the critically acclaimed album Second Chance. Though fans were thrilled to hear his voice again, many were stunned by his visibly aged and fragile appearance. Yet even with physical decline, his falsetto remained hauntingly beautiful, defying the wear on his body. El DeBarge's aging is not just a matter of time, it's the result of pain addiction and the burden of fame. But it also tells a story of resilience. While his look may no longer match the starry-eyed Idol fans remember, his artistry remains untouched. His journey serves as a cautionary tale, but also a testament to the enduring power of true musical talent. D'Angelo. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, D'Angelo redefined modern soul music with his genre-blurring albums Brown Sugar and Voodoo. His image became iconic after the 2000 release of Untitled How Does It Feel, where his chiseled body and raw sensuality captured global attention. He wasn't just a singer, he was a movement, a neo-soul pioneer, a sex symbol, a musical genius. But after reaching the peak of his fame, D'Angelo disappeared from the public eye. For over a decade, fans speculated about his whereabouts as rumors of substance abuse, legal trouble, and personal breakdowns swirled. When he finally resurfaced in the mid-2010s, the difference was stark. The once lean, smooth-skinned heartthrob had returned heavier with a rugged beard, a fuller face, and the hardened look of someone who had lived through more than his fair share of inner battles. Today, at 50, D'Angelo looks nothing like the man fans last saw in that iconic music video. His physical transformation shocked many who had kept his image frozen in time. But while his appearance has drastically changed, his talent remains sharp and profound. His 2014 album, Black Messiah, was a critical triumph, proving that his artistry had only deepened with time and struggle. D'Angelo's aging reflects both the cost of fame and the weight of silence. Years away from the spotlight didn't erase his genius, but they did highlight how fame and pressure can consume even the most gifted artists. While his outward image may no longer scream sex symbol, his music still speaks with power, grace, and soul. And in the end, that's what will stand the test of time. Faith Evans. Faith Evans burst onto the R&B scene in the mid-1990s as the soulful first lady of Bad Boy Records, with hits like Soon as I Get Home, Love Like This, and the Grammy-winning tribute I'll Be Missing You alongside Puff Daddy. She quickly became a household name. Her marriage to the notorious B.I.G. only intensified her spotlight, and her natural beauty, honey blonde hair, and graceful stage presence made her an R&B icon of the era. Today, at 51, Evans still possesses the inner strength that once fueled her meteoric rise, but her physical appearance has evolved significantly. The youthful glow and radiant complexion she once had have given way to signs of fatigue and stress. Puffiness around her eyes, deeper facial lines, and a visibly heavier frame have shocked some longtime fans who remember her during her sleek Bad Boy Records prime. Much of this change is linked to her tumultuous personal life. The death of Biggie Smalls. Her high-profile relationships, custody battles, and recent divorce from producer Stevie J have played out publicly, placing enormous emotional strain on her over the years. Combined with the pressures of motherhood, a demanding career, and staying relevant in a changing music industry, these life experiences have left a visible mark. Despite the physical transformation, Evans continues to create, perform, and even tour. Her vocals remain as rich and passionate as ever, and her fan base still reveres her as one of the genre's most authentic voices. Though she may no longer reflect the same physical image of her youth, her legacy as a pioneer of hip-hop soul and a symbol of strength remains unshaken. Faith Evans has aged, but she's also survived, and her story is one of resilience, not retreat. Montel Jordan. Montel Jordan will forever be remembered for one of the most iconic R&B anthems of the 1990s, This Is How We Do It. Standing at 6'8", Jordan's towering frame, charismatic energy, and smooth vocals made him an instant standout. His music bridged the gap between R&B and hip-hop, and his polished image made him a staple on both radio and MTV. For much of the 90s, he epitomized cool sophistication with an urban edge. Now, in his mid-50s, Montel Jordan's appearance has noticeably shifted. While he still carries himself with pride, the signs of aging are evident. His once youthful face now bears wrinkles, his skin has lost its earlier glow, and his overall look is more subdued. Fans who haven't seen him in years often do a double-take. His transformation, though natural, is significant when compared to his days as a chart-topping artist. However, unlike many R&B stars who faded due to scandal or health issues, Jordan's transformation is rooted in personal reinvention. Around the mid-2000s, he stepped away from mainstream music to devote himself to faith and ministry. He became a pastor, embraced gospel music, and began speaking publicly about his life, including infidelity, industry burnout, and finding purpose beyond fame. Jordan's decision to pivot from R&B to ministry contributed to his physical and emotional evolution. His aging reflects not just time, but a man who has lived many lives: artist, husband, father, pastor. He still performs occasionally, particularly in faith-based settings, and his voice remains strong, though less central to pop culture than before. Though Montel Jordan may look different than the star fans remember, his transformation is rooted in growth. He didn't fall from grace, he rose in a new direction. Aging didn't destroy his legacy, it gave him a new one. Ginuwine. In the late 1990s, Ginuwine was the ultimate R&B heartthrob. With his breakout hit Pony, he rode a wave of sensual choreography, striking good looks and a sleek physique that made him a fan favorite. His collaborations with producer Timbaland redefined contemporary R&B, blending futuristic beats with seductive vocals. Albums like 100% Ginuwine and The Life cemented his place as a mainstay of the genre. Women swooned over his dance moves, charisma, and model-like appearance, often comparing him to the likes of Usher and Tyrese. Today, at 53, Ginuwine's physical transformation has drawn significant public attention. Though still active in the music scene and regularly performing, his appearance has changed dramatically. Gone is the chiseled jawline and toned body of his youth. He now appears heavier with a visibly aged face, marked by puffiness and sagging skin. His hairline has receded, and he often wears hats or head wraps during performances. In some viral videos and interviews, fans noted that his once fluid stage movements now seem more labored. While Ginuwine hasn't had any major public scandals, his visible aging is partly attributed to decades of touring, the pressures of maintaining a celebrity image, and a lifestyle that demanded constant travel and high-energy performances. Additionally, he's endured emotional hardships, including the loss of close family members and friends, which may have contributed to the stress shown on his face. Still, Ginuwine remains a beloved figure in R&B. His live shows sell out, his classics continue to stream in the millions, and his fans, new and old, celebrate his staying power. Though he may no longer resemble the swoon-worthy star of the Pony era, his talent and catalog speak louder than appearances. Ginuwine has aged, but he's done so while continuing to perform, inspire, and leave his mark on R&B history. R. Kelly. In the late 1990s, Ginuwine was the ultimate R&B heartthrob. With his breakout hit Pony, he rode a wave of sensual choreography, striking good looks and a sleek physique that made him a fan favorite. His collaborations with producer Timbaland redefined contemporary R&B, blending futuristic beats with seductive vocals. Albums like 100% Ginuwine and The Life cemented his place as a mainstay of the genre. Women swooned over his dance moves, charisma, and model-like appearance, often comparing him to the likes of Usher and Tyrese. Today, at 53, Ginuwine's physical transformation has drawn significant public attention. Though still active in the music scene and regularly performing, his appearance has changed dramatically. Gone is the chiseled jawline and toned body of his youth. He now appears heavier with a visibly aged face marked by puffiness and sagging skin. His hairline has receded, and he often wears hats or head wraps during performances. In some viral videos and interviews, fans noted that his once fluid stage movements now seem more labored. While Ginuwine hasn't had any major public scandals, his visible aging is partly attributed to decades of touring, the pressures of maintaining a celebrity image, and a lifestyle that demanded constant travel and high-energy performances. Additionally, he's endured emotional hardships, including the loss of close family members and friends, which may have contributed to the stress shown on his face. Still, Ginuwine remains a beloved figure in R&B. His live shows sell out his classics, continue to stream in the millions, and his fans, new and old, celebrate his staying power. Though he may no longer resemble the swoon-worthy star of the Pony era, his talent and catalog speak louder than appearances. Ginuwine has aged, but he's done so while continuing to perform, inspire, and leave his mark on R&B history. JoJo Haley. JoJo Haley. One half of the beloved R&B duo, K-Ci and JoJo rose to fame in the 1990s as a founding member of Jodeci before forming a powerful duo with his brother. Together, they delivered some of the most emotional ballads of the decade, including All My Life Crazy and Tell Me It's Real. JoJo was known for his passionate vocal delivery, powerful range, and stylish appearance. During his prime, he captivated audiences with his clean-cut look, confident stage presence, and undeniable chemistry with his brother. But today, at 53, JoJo looks strikingly different. His once round face has become gaunt and lined, his eyes hollowed, and his physical frame appears thinner and more fragile. Years of alcohol abuse and rumored health complications have drastically impacted his appearance. Unlike the polished performer fans, remember JoJo now often appears disoriented or fatigued during live performances, prompting viral concern and speculation about his well-being. JoJo has had numerous health scares and on-stage collapses over the years, leading to canceled shows and increasing worries from fans and fellow artists alike. He's spoken openly about struggles with sobriety and recovery, and while there have been moments of progress, his appearance continues to reflect the wear and tear of those battles. Despite his physical decline, JoJo still performs both solo and with K-Ci. His voice, though less pristine than in his youth, still carries emotion and rawness. Fans remain loyal, and many continue to root for his recovery and return to form. His aging, however, is undeniable and often painful to witness for those who remember the vibrant artist he once was. JoJo Haley's story is a reflection of how fame addiction and personal demons can carve deep scars even into the most talented souls. K-Ci Haley. Cedric K-Ci Haley, known for his powerhouse vocals and high-octane performances, was once a dominating force in R&B. As the lead singer of Jodeci and half of K-Ci and JoJo, he brought raw gospel influence, sexual energy, and emotional depth to the genre. Songs like Forever My Lady lately and If You Think You're Lonely Now showcased his incredible vocal range and stage charisma. In the 90s, K-Ci's rugged appeal and raspy voice made him a standout in a crowded industry. Now, in his early 50s, K-Ci bears little resemblance to the performer fans once idolized. His face is marked by deep creases, his skin tone appears uneven, and he moves with noticeably less energy on stage. Like his brother JoJo, K-Ci has faced well-documented issues with substance abuse. The years of excessive drinking, hard living, and relentless touring have visibly aged him. Fans have been taken aback by his frail appearance, a far cry from the energetic showman of the Jodeci era. K-Ci has collapsed on stage in past years, prompting urgent concerns about his health. While he has made efforts to get clean and has continued to perform with JoJo, his aging is more than natural. It's accelerated by years of hardship. His appearance, once edgy and vibrant, is now marked by the toll of a lifetime in the public eye under immense personal strain. Despite these visible changes, K-Ci's voice remains unique, less controlled, but still emotionally gripping. His performances today may lack the physical intensity of his youth, but they carry a depth of experience and pain that many fans still connect with. Together, K-Ci and JoJo's physical transformations are among the most shocking in R&B. While their music lives on their appearances, serve as a powerful and painful reminder of the cost of success when self-care is neglected. Their legacies are forever etched in R&B history, but time and turmoil have left their mark. Tevin Campbell. Tevin Campbell burst onto the music scene in the early 1990s as a teenage sensation, with Quincy Jones backing him in hits like Can We Talk, Tell Me What You Want Me to Do, and I'm Ready. He was quickly dubbed the future of R&B. His angelic voice, Innocent charm and clean-cut image earned him legions of fans and comparisons to legends like Stevie Wonder. At just 16, he earned multiple Grammy nominations, chart-topping singles, and a spot among the era's brightest stars. Now 47, Tevin Campbell's appearance has changed drastically since his youthful prime. Once baby-faced and glowing, he now bears the visible marks of aging wrinkles, a heavier jawline, graying hair, and a reserved demeanor. Because he has largely stepped away from the public spotlight over the years, fans are often shocked when he makes a rare appearance. The long absence has created a time capsule effect. Many remember him frozen in the image of a teen prodigy, so the contrast with his current look feels more dramatic. Campbell's aging is not attributed to scandal or addiction like others, but rather a combination of natural maturity and time out of the limelight. He's admitted to struggling with fame at a young age, navigating his identity and personal life under public scrutiny. In recent years, he has spoken more openly about his journey, including his sexuality and mental health, bringing fans closer to the man behind the music. Though he looks different, Tevin Campbell's voice remains golden. He occasionally performs live, and his timeless ballads still grace R&B playlists. For many, he represents a unique chapter in R&B, a star who shined brightly, disappeared quietly, and aged away from the chaos of the spotlight. His transformation reminds us that even prodigies grow older, but true talent is ageless. Usher. Usher Raymond IV, known simply as Usher, has been one of R&B's most consistent superstars for over 25 years. From his 1997 breakout My Way to his 2004 diamond-selling album Confessions, he captivated audiences with his electrifying dance moves, effortless falsetto, and boyish good looks. With hits like You Make Me Wanna Yeah Burn and Nice and Slow, Usher became the face of modern R&B and one of the best-selling artists of all time. Today, at 46, Usher still commands respect and attention, but his appearance has matured significantly. The youthful glow and lean physique that once graced countless magazine covers have given way to more defined laugh lines, a bulkier frame, and visible signs of aging. His once boyish face now carries the refined look of a seasoned entertainer. Though still stylish and fit, longtime fans can't help but notice the contrast between his current image and the sex symbol persona of the early 2000s. Unlike some peers, Usher hasn't fallen into public scandal related to addiction or breakdowns, though his career has had its share of controversy, mainly personal drama and lawsuits. However, he has stayed musically and culturally relevant recently, headlining a critically acclaimed Las Vegas residency and performing at the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show. Usher embraces his aging with class. He continues to dance, sing, and inspire a new generation while celebrating his legacy. His transformation is more subtle than shocking, but noticeable nonetheless. Rather than retreating from the spotlight, he's evolved, with it swapping the teen idol image for that of a mature icon. While he may no longer possess the exact look of his Confessions days, Usher remains one of R&B's most influential and active artists. His aging doesn't diminish his status. It enhances it, proving that greatness isn't just about how you rise, but how you endure. Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill's entry into R&B royalty came in the late 1980s when he replaced Bobby Brown in New Edition, but he truly cemented his legacy as a solo artist. With hits like My, Rub You the Right Way and There You Go. His deep, soulful voice brought a mature sensuality to R&B that stood out from his peers. Known for his sleek appearance, polished demeanor, and commanding vocals, Johnny was a leading man in the genre, exuding confidence and class. Today, at 58, Johnny Gill's appearance reflects the natural toll of time and decades in the music industry. His face, once youthful and smooth, now shows deep lines, visible aging around the eyes, and a softer jawline. His hair has grayed, and the vibrant energy he once projected has mellowed into a more grounded presence. Fans who remember him from his New Edition days often comment on how different he looks in recent performances and appearances. Unlike many R&B stars who aged due to scandal or self-destruction, Johnny's transformation seems to stem from longevity and lifestyle. He has largely avoided public controversy, instead choosing to focus on music and live shows. Over the years, he's continued to release new material, perform solo and with New Edition, and maintain a steady presence in the R&B community. His voice, still rich, deep, and commanding, remains the centerpiece of his legacy. Even as his appearance has changed, his vocal power continues to move audiences. Gil has aged, yes, but with the dignity of a veteran who never gave up. For fans, his transformation is a reminder that time may alter the surface, but true artistry doesn't fade. Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige, often hailed as the queen of hip-hop soul, rose to prominence in the early 1990s with her groundbreaking debut, What's the 411? Combining gritty, streetwise lyrics with gospel-infused vocals, she became a voice for struggle, survival, and empowerment. Hits like Real Love, Not Gone Cry, and Be Without You made her a cultural icon. Beyond her music, her raw honesty about addiction, heartbreak, and trauma made her deeply relatable. Now 53. Mary J. Blige still commands attention on stage, but her appearance has undergone noticeable changes. While she remains beautiful and elegant, the years have left visible traces. Her face shows signs of cosmetic enhancement, aging skin texture, and a more rigid appearance that contrasts sharply with her fresh-faced youth. Years of emotional stress, public divorces, career pressures, and physical exhaustion are etched into her features, visible reminders of a life lived in full view of the world. Mary has never hidden her pain, and in many ways her physical transformation mirrors her emotional journey. She's openly discussed her past struggles with substance abuse, depression, and toxic relationships, and how those battles have impacted her health and outlook. Still, she continues to perform at the highest level acts in acclaimed roles, including Oscar-nominated performances and releases, empowering anthems that resonate with women across generations. Her fashion and attitude still exude strength, and her confidence has grown fiercer with age. Though her appearance has changed, fans see her as a warrior who has emerged stronger after every fall. Mary J. Blige doesn't try to pretend she's the same woman from My Life, and that's precisely why she remains one of the most respected artists in the industry. Aging hasn't dimmed Mary's light, it has added layers to her power. Her voice still soars, her legacy is untouchable, and her scars, both visible and invisible, tell the story of a queen who survived it all. Sisqó. Mark Alpha Van Andrews, better known as Sisqó, exploded onto the R&B scene in the late 1990s with a sound and look that was impossible to ignore. As the flamboyant lead singer of Dru Hill and later a solo artist, he became a cultural phenomenon. With his bleached blonde hair, acrobatic dance moves, and fearless fashion, Sisqó redefined male R&B swagger. His 1999 hit, Thong Song, became an international sensation, making him a household name and solidifying his status as a bold, trend-setting entertainer. At his peak, Sisqó was known not only for his daring style, but also for his youthful energy, well-toned physique, and electrifying performances. He had the look of a pop star and the voice of a seasoned soul singer. Fans were drawn to his charisma, and his futuristic, edgy aesthetic set him apart in an era dominated by smooth crooners. Now in his mid-40s, Sisqó's appearance has changed significantly, drawing attention from longtime fans. While he still embraces his flashy wardrobe and signature platinum hair, his face tells a different story. Deep lines, puffy cheeks, and a visibly older appearance have surprised many who remember his peak era. Some have even commented that he looks older than his actual age, a result perhaps of decades of relentless touring, performance stress, and lifestyle choices. His once lean, muscular body has also softened, and his high-energy dance routines seem more restrained in recent years. Despite the physical transformation, Sisqó has never stopped performing. He continues to tour with Dru Hill, appear in nostalgic R&B lineups, and occasionally release music. His stage presence, while more measured, still commands attention, and his voice retains the unique tone that made him famous. Though time has altered his look, it hasn't dulled his passion or impact. Sisqó's transformation is a reminder of how even the most iconic stars are not immune to aging. Yet he embraces his legacy with confidence and refuses to fade away quietly. His look may have changed, but the energy, the fearlessness, and the legacy of Thong Song still live on. Aging is inevitable even for the brightest stars in R&B. While these legendary artists may no longer look like the icons we once saw on posters and album covers, their contributions to music remain timeless. Is it fair to judge their legacy based solely on appearance, or should we celebrate the impact they made while in their prime? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence as we continue honoring the voices that shaped a generation, no matter how time may have changed them.